The air is thick with an energy that cannot be explained by science, a quiet storm building in the unseen realms. For those who carry the mark of the chosen, September 1st, 2025 will not simply be another day on the calendar. It will be the moment everything within shifts. A hidden force has been resting in the depths of the soul, lying dormant through years of confusion, pain, and trials, waiting for its appointed time to awaken. This awakening will not come gently, it will come like a flood, sudden and uncontrollable. And it will demand that those who have been selected embrace what they were born for. The chosen have always felt different, carrying burdens they could not explain, sensing truths others could not see, feeling battles within themselves that others did not fight. All of that unease, all of that preparation, all of those sleepless nights and inner conflicts were signs pointing to this moment, the moment when the hidden force begins to stir and rise. It will not announce itself with fanfare, yet the chosen will feel it with undeniable clarity. It may start as a heat in the chest, a pressure in the mind, a vibration in the spirit, something that makes them feel as if their very essence is shifting. For some, it may come through dreams so vivid they blur the lines between reality and the unseen. For others, it may be visions, voices, signs in the smallest details of the day. The force will make itself known in ways that cannot be ignored, drawing attention to its presence, demanding recognition. This is not an outside invasion but an internal ignition, a fire lit by divine order, a power that has always been there but never fully awakened. The chosen will not be able to run from it, because it is not something external, it is them. It is their truest self being revealed. The world will remain unaware, moving through September 1st as though it were just another date. But for those who are chosen, the atmosphere will feel charged, almost electric. The hidden force will not be felt in the body alone but in the environment around them. Technology may glitch in their presence. Animals may react strangely. People may feel drawn to them without explanation or repelled by their very aura. The shift will mark them as different in ways that can no longer be hidden. The chosen will stand out, not because they seek attention, but because the force within them is radiating beyond their control. It is an energy that cannot be concealed, a light that cannot be dimmed, a vibration that resonates beyond the physical. The awakening will also bring a weight. The chosen will feel as though they are carrying more than their own spirit, because in truth, they are. The hidden force is not meant for them alone, it is meant for the mission ahead. It is an inheritance of power, wisdom, and responsibility passed down through spiritual bloodlines. Some may not even know why they are chosen, why this is happening to them, but deep down they will feel the undeniable pull that tells them this is not random. It is not accidental, it is divine appointment. Every scar they carry, every heartbreak they endured, every loss they survived, was part of shaping them into the vessel strong enough to carry what is now being activated. The hidden force could not awaken in just anyone, it needed those forged in fire, tested in storms, and still standing. This force will not only affect the inner world but also the perception of reality. The chosen will begin to see beyond the surface of things, noticing patterns, synchronicities, and hidden messages in everyday life. Numbers may repeat, faces may appear familiar, conversations may carry deeper meaning. What others dismiss as coincidence, the chosen will know as confirmation. Their intuition will sharpen to the point where they can sense danger before it arrives, opportunities before they appear, and lies before they are spoken. This is not paranoia, it is the gift of foresight beginning to take root. The hidden force heightens the senses, not just the physical five, but the unseen senses that connect to realms beyond ordinary perception. The veil between the natural and the supernatural will grow thin, and the chosen will find themselves walking in both worlds at once. As the force rises, it will not come without resistance. Darkness has always sought to extinguish light before it can fully shine, and this awakening will trigger opposition. The chosen may find old temptations returning, past wounds reopening, and unexpected conflicts arising, as though everything around them is trying to pull them back into the shadows. This is not coincidence but spiritual warfare. The hidden force is dangerous to the enemy because once it awakens fully, it cannot be controlled or manipulated. It brings clarity where there was confusion, strength where there was weakness, authority where there was fear. The awakening of the chosen is a direct threat to forces that rely on ignorance, complacency, and silence. That is why the resistance will be strong, but it will only serve as confirmation that the chosen are exactly where they are meant to be. September 1st, 2025 will be remembered by the chosen as the day the silent preparation ended and the real journey began. Everything they endured before will make sense in the light of what awakens within. They will look back on their pain and see it as training, their loneliness as preparation, their struggles as proof that they were being refined for something far greater. The hidden force has been growing quietly, like a seed beneath the soil, unseen by the world, but destined to break through at the appointed time. And when it does, the chosen will no longer be who they once were. They will not only carry power but embody it, not only hear the call but live it, not only sense destiny but walk in it. The awakening will also connect the chosen to one another. Those who carry the same force will begin to find each other, drawn by an invisible thread. Encounters that seem accidental will reveal themselves as divine alignments. Friendships, partnerships, and alliances will form that could not have been planned by human hands. The hidden force within one will recognize the hidden force within another, creating bonds that defy logic but feel unbreakable. Together, they will form a network of awakened souls, scattered across the world yet united by the same rising power. Their connection will strengthen their mission, reminding each of them that they were never truly alone, that their struggles were mirrored in others, and that their awakening is part of something larger than themselves. The chosen will also experience a shift in desires and priorities. Things that once mattered will lose their grip, distractions that once consumed their time will fall away, and a new hunger will rise within them for truth, purpose, and alignment with the divine. The hidden force does not allow for wasted energy. It redirects focus toward what is necessary for the path ahead. Relationships may change, careers may shift, environments may no longer feel right. This can be unsettling, but it is part of the reordering process. The hidden force awakens to guide, not to follow. It takes the chosen out of what is familiar and pushes them into what is essential. Every step will feel intentional, every decision guided by a sense of knowing that cannot be explained but must be trusted. This awakening is not a gentle whisper but a roaring call. It cannot be silenced, it cannot be delayed, it cannot be ignored. The chosen will find themselves compelled to step into roles they once felt unworthy of, to speak words they once feared to say, to walk paths they once thought impossible. The hidden force within them is not meant to keep them comfortable. It is meant to push them into the fire of destiny where they will either rise or fall, but never remain the same. This is why it feels dangerous, why it feels overwhelming, why it feels like too much to carry. Because it is bigger than them. It is not meant to be contained within their small understanding of life. It is meant to flow through them as part of a greater plan unfolding. The world may not understand what is happening, but the chosen will know. They will feel the shift in their bones, hear it in their spirit, see it in the signs that surround them. The hidden force awakening within them on September 1st, 2025 will not be just a personal transformation, it will be the beginning of a collective rising. The chosen across the globe will feel it, each in their own way, but all pointing to the same truth that the appointed time has come, that the silence has ended, that the hidden force is here, and that nothing will ever be the same again the moment a dangerous transformation begins. It does not arrive politely, nor does it ask permission before it enters. It comes with weight, with force, with the kind of pressure that cracks open what was once hidden inside. For the chosen ones, September 1st, 2025 will be marked as the day something within shifts so dramatically that they will not be able to recognize the person they were before. This transformation is not gentle. It is designed to strip away illusions, burn away weakness, and force a rebirth of spirit and identity. Danger lies not only in what is awakened but in what must die in order for the awakening to take root. Every false identity, every limitation imposed by fear, every comfort zone built for safety will begin to crumble under the weight of this transformation. The chosen ones will feel like everything familiar is being dismantled, because the self that was built for survival cannot exist in the same space as the self being shaped for destiny. The transformation begins in the hidden places of the mind, where thoughts are sharpened and the old patterns no longer fit. The chosen will find themselves questioning what they once believed, seeing through deceptions that once held them, rejecting lies that once felt like truth. Their perspective will shift so drastically that what once seemed impossible now feels inevitable. But with this new clarity comes a dangerous awareness, because seeing what others cannot often isolates the chosen further. They may feel the weight of responsibility pressing on their spirit, knowing that with knowledge comes accountability. This internal change will be unsettling, but it is necessary. The mind must be transformed first, because the mission ahead requires a new way of thinking, a new way of perceiving, a new way of responding to the challenges that await. The body will not be exempt from this transformation. Energy may surge and drain unpredictably. Sleep may be interrupted by visions or vivid dreams, and physical sensations may arise that defy explanation. The chosen may feel as though their bodies are rejecting the old ways of living, forcing them to align with new habits, new rhythms, and new environments. This is not sickness but recalibration. The vessel must be prepared to carry the dangerous force awakening inside. Old addictions, unhealthy attachments, and destructive behaviors will feel heavier, as though the body itself can no longer tolerate what weakens it. The transformation demands purification, not for the sake of control but for the sake of power. A weak vessel cannot carry what is about to be unleashed, and so the chosen will be reshaped physically as well as spiritually, whether they consent or not. The heart, too, will undergo a dangerous change. The chosen will find themselves experiencing emotions more intensely than before, as though every feeling is magnified. Love will feel deeper, grief will feel heavier, anger will burn hotter, and compassion will swell beyond control. This emotional transformation can feel overwhelming, but it is part of the process of expanding the soul to carry more than just personal burdens. The chosen will begin to feel the pain of others, the struggles of the world, the weight of suffering that once seemed distant. This is not punishment but preparation, because only those who can carry the weight of many are worthy of the mission. Yet with this expanded heart comes the danger of vulnerability, of being misunderstood, of being seen as too much, too different, too intense. But it is precisely this intensity that will become their strength when the time comes to step into their calling. As the dangerous transformation deepens, relationships will be tested. People who once felt close may feel distant, not because of conflict but because of misalignment. The chosen will outgrow certain circles, certain conversations, certain environments, and this outgrowing can feel like loss. Those who are not chosen may not understand the changes taking place, and they may pull away or even resist what they cannot comprehend. This can leave the chosen feeling abandoned, isolated, or even attacked. But it is all part of the reshaping. Transformation requires separation from what no longer fits, and though painful, this is necessary for the chosen to rise. New connections will form in time, connections with others undergoing the same dangerous change. But first there must be space created through release. The chosen must be willing to let go of what was in order to embrace what is coming. The spiritual dimension of this transformation will be the most profound and the most dangerous. The chosen will feel the veil thinning between the seen and unseen, sensing presences, hearing whispers of truth, perceiving shadows and light more clearly than ever before. This heightened awareness can be frightening, as if stepping into a world both vast and unpredictable, but it is the natural consequence of the awakening force. Spiritual gifts long dormant may erupt suddenly, visions may come unbidden, dreams may reveal hidden knowledge, and intuition may sharpen to a degree that feels otherworldly. With this comes the danger of misuse, because power without discipline can be destructive. That is why the transformation is not just about giving power but about reshaping the vessel to handle it. The chosen are being tested not only for their strength but for their restraint, their wisdom, and their willingness to surrender to guidance beyond their own understanding. The chosen will also confront their shadows during this transformation. Every unresolved wound, every buried fear, every hidden weakness will surface under the intensity of the force awakening within. This confrontation will feel dangerous because it exposes the parts of themselves they would rather ignore, yet it is in facing the shadows that true strength is forged. The chosen will have to look into the mirror of their own soul and accept what they see, not with shame but with courage, knowing that healing cannot happen without exposure. This process may feel like breaking, but it is actually mending. The cracks that appear are the pathways for light to enter, the openings through which the hidden force can flow more freely. The chosen will realize that their greatest struggles were never meant to destroy them but to prepare them for the power they are now being entrusted with. The world around the chosen will begin to respond to their transformation. Environments may feel different, as though carrying new energy. Places once comfortable may feel suffocating, while unexpected spaces may feel alive with possibility. Animals may react strangely, children may stare, strangers may sense something unusual. The chosen will become aware that their very presence shifts the atmosphere, and this awareness can feel dangerous because it cannot be hidden. They will realize that they are no longer invisible, no longer ordinary, no longer able to blend into the background of life. The transformation marks them in ways that others can feel, even if they cannot explain it. This visibility brings risk, because with attention comes opposition, and with recognition comes responsibility. The chosen must learn to carry this visibility with humility and strength, knowing that it is not about them but about what flows through them. The dangerous transformation will also strip the chosen of illusions about time. They will begin to feel the urgency of destiny pressing on them, as if there is no longer space for procrastination or delay. What once could be postponed now feels immediate. The chosen will sense that every choice matters, every moment counts, and every step is significant. This awareness can be overwhelming, but it is the natural result of awakening to a higher calling. They will feel as though they are living on borrowed time, and this urgency will drive them to act, to move, to speak, to step into places they once hesitated to enter. The dangerous part of this urgency is that it demands courage, and courage always comes with risk. The chosen will be asked to leap into the unknown, to walk without a map, to trust without proof, because the transformation is not about safety but about destiny. The chosen will also find their creativity exploding during this transformation. Ideas will come unbidden, solutions will appear in moments of silence, inspiration will flow like a river. This creative surge is part of the reshaping, because the mission requires builders, visionaries, innovators, and healers. The chosen will feel compelled to create, to write, to speak, to design, to bring forth what has never been seen before. Yet with this gift comes the danger of doubt, the fear that what they carry is too much or not enough. The transformation will push them to release these doubts, to recognize that the force within them is not for their glory but for a greater purpose. Every word spoken, every creation birthed, every action taken will be part of weaving the tapestry of destiny that the chosen were born to contribute to. As the transformation continues, the chosen will feel as though they are walking between worlds. One foot still touches the old reality, while the other steps into the new. This in-between space can be disorienting, like standing on unstable ground, but it is the place where the most profound growth occurs. In this liminal space, the chosen are neither who they were nor who they are becoming. They are suspended in transition, stretched between the familiar and the unknown. It is here that faith is forged, that trust is tested, that courage is demanded. The danger lies in the temptation to return to the old simply because it is comfortable. But the force will not allow it. Once awakened, the transformation cannot be reversed. The chosen must keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear, even when the danger feels overwhelming, because there is no going back to what was. This dangerous transformation is not punishment but privilege. It is the mark of those who have been selected to carry a force greater than themselves, to step into roles that impact not only their own lives but the lives of many others. The chosen will realize that the danger is not meant to destroy them but to refine them, to strip away everything that does not serve their purpose, and to shape them into vessels capable of carrying the extraordinary. The transformation is fire, and fire both consumes and purifies. It burns away what is temporary to reveal what is eternal. It destroys what is false to strengthen what is true. The chosen will walk through this fire not to be destroyed but to emerge unrecognizable, forged into the image of their destiny, carrying within them a power that cannot be denied when the awakening comes. It does not simply mark the chosen ones as different. It demands that they become vessels of power, ready to be used for a purpose that far exceeds their personal desires. To become a vessel means surrendering control, allowing oneself to be filled with something greater, something divine, something dangerous to the ordinary order of the world. On September 1, 2025, the chosen will feel this shift as if their very being is opening, stretching, and expanding to contain the force that has been set aside for them since the beginning of time. The process will not be comfortable. It will feel heavy, overwhelming, and at times unbearable, because to carry power is to carry responsibility. A vessel does not dictate how it is used. It must remain open, ready, and aligned with the will of the one who pours into it. This transformation into a vessel begins with surrender. The chosen must release their tight grip on control, their insistence on shaping life according to their limited understanding, and instead submit to the higher plan that is unfolding. This submission is not weakness but strength, because it acknowledges that the mission is too vast for human strength alone. The chosen will feel moments of breaking, where their plans, dreams, and expectations are stripped away to make room for what is meant to fill them. It will feel like loss, but it is preparation. An overflowing vessel cannot receive new power until it is emptied of what no longer serves. This is why many chosen ones will face sudden changes in their lives leading up to September 1. Relationships ending, jobs shifting, environments changing, because the vessel must be emptied before it can be filled. As the filling begins, the chosen will notice a surge of authority in their words and actions. Things they say will carry weight, not because of eloquence, but because of the power flowing through them. Their presence will command attention, not through effort, but through the undeniable force that radiates from within. Doors will open unexpectedly, opportunities will arise that cannot be explained, and paths will clear before them because the power within them demands movement. But this authority is not for pride or personal gain. It is not given to elevate the chosen above others, but to equip them for their mission. To be a vessel is to be used in service, to channel power for the sake of others, to stand as a bridge between the divine and the human. the unseen and the seen, the eternal and the temporary. The chosen will also become protectors, carriers of light in a world that grows increasingly dark. Their presence will disrupt atmospheres, exposing lies and revealing truth. Some will find comfort in their presence, feeling peace and clarity where confusion once ruled. Others will feel unsettled, even threatened, because the power within them exposes what hides in shadows. This dual effect is inevitable, because true light both comforts and confronts. The chosen will need courage to carry this role, knowing that being a vessel does not guarantee admiration. In fact, it often invites resistance, envy, and persecution. Yet the chosen will also realize that their mission is not about approval but about impact, not about comfort but about obedience to the higher call that governs their destiny. The vessel is not passive, it is active in its willingness to be used. The chosen will feel compelled to act, to move, to speak, to heal, to build, to tear down, to create, to lead. The power within them will not allow them to remain silent or stagnant. It will stir restlessness in their spirit until they take steps toward their calling. Some will be placed in positions of influence where their words shape minds and decisions. Others will be hidden in places of quiet service where their actions ripple through lives unnoticed by the world but not unseen by the divine. Each vessel has a unique role, but all carry the same responsibility: to allow the power within to flow outward for the transformation of the world around them. The chosen will also begin to understand that being a vessel means being a channel, not a container. The power is not meant to be hoarded or controlled but released. If they try to keep it for themselves, it will stagnate, turning heavy and unbearable. Only when it flows outward does it remain alive and effective. This may come through words of encouragement, acts of compassion, leadership, creativity, or spiritual authority. Whatever form it takes, the chosen will find that the more they release, the more they are filled. The vessel never runs dry because its source is infinite, but it must remain open, willing, and aligned. This rhythm of receiving and releasing will define the lives of the chosen moving forward, a constant cycle of being filled and poured out, filled and poured out again. Becoming a vessel of power also means enduring the weight of isolation. Not everyone will understand what the chosen carry. Some will misinterpret it, others will reject it, and still others will try to exploit it. The chosen must learn discernment, knowing when to share and when to remain silent, when to step forward and when to retreat. This isolation is not punishment but protection. The vessel must be guarded, for if it is exposed to the wrong influences, the flow can be hindered or contaminated. The chosen will need to build strength in solitude, grounding themselves in the source of their power, so that when the time comes to step into the public mission, they are unshakable. This preparation in hidden places is crucial, for a vessel that is not strengthened in private cannot withstand the demands of being poured out in public. The chosen will begin to notice that their lives are no longer their own. Their steps will be ordered in ways they cannot predict, leading them into places they never thought they would go, connecting them with people they never expected to meet. Every encounter, every moment, every challenge will be orchestrated as part of their mission. This can feel overwhelming, as if they are being carried by a current too strong to resist, but it is the natural state of a vessel surrendered to a greater will. The chosen will come to trust this current, recognizing that even when the path seems uncertain, the power within them is guiding them exactly where they need to be. Their role is not to control the journey but to remain willing, open, and faithful. The vessel will also face the danger of exhaustion, because carrying power comes with weight. The chosen must learn to rest in the source, to draw strength not from themselves but from the force that fills them. Without this rhythm of rest and renewal, the vessel risks breaking under the strain. The chosen will come to understand that their strength is not in their striving but in their surrender, not in their effort but in their connection to the source. In this balance of action and rest, giving and receiving, they will discover the rhythm that allows them to endure, not just for a moment, but for the long journey ahead. For the mission of the chosen is not brief, it is lifelong, unfolding across seasons and stages, requiring endurance as much as intensity. To be a vessel is also to be refined continually. The chosen will realize that the transformation does not end on September 1st, 2025. That day marks the beginning of a lifelong process of being shaped, molded, and expanded to carry more. Each season will bring new challenges, new lessons, new levels of surrender. Just when they think they have reached their limit, the vessel will be stretched again, preparing them for a greater outpouring. This constant refining can feel relentless, but it is necessary. The mission of the chosen is not static but evolving, and the vessel must evolve with it. What they carry today is only a fraction of what they will carry tomorrow, and each stage prepares them for the next. The chosen ones will come to see that their lives are no longer ordinary stories but living testimonies. Their journey, their transformation, their struggles, and their victories will all serve as evidence of the power that flows through them. Others will look at their lives and see more than human effort. They will see the hand of something greater. The chosen may not always understand the impact they are making, but their presence, their words, and their actions will leave ripples that extend far beyond what they can measure. To be a vessel is to be a conduit of transformation not only for oneself but for entire communities, generations, and even nations. And so, the chosen will embrace their role, not with pride but with humility, not with fear but with courage. They will understand that to be a vessel of power is both the greatest honor and the greatest responsibility, for it requires continual surrender, continual trust, continual obedience. Yet in this surrender, they will find freedom. In this trust, they will find strength. In this obedience, they will find purpose. The dangerous force that entered them on September 1st, 2025 was never meant to destroy them but to awaken them, to fill them, and to use them as instruments of a plan greater than they could ever imagine. And as they walk forward, vessels of power prepared for a divine mission, the world will never be the same again, because the chosen ones have finally become what they were always meant to be.